Hello!
Yes.
It's been a while.
Goes back.
I don't really know what to say, it's been that long.
Aye.
It's been a long time
since
we rock and rolled.
Baby.
So I suppose I do the 1, 2, 3, 4. So,
I do the 1, 2, 3, 4s, Rodney.
hello and welcome to. Are we going to keep it half hour hippies?
Oh, aye.
Are we keeping it right? So.
Aye.
This is the worst. This is the worst ever start ever, isn't it? It's not good. Right. Hello. We are doing this podcast. It is, what is it? October 2023.
It is.
It is
October the 9th.
October
John
the 9th.
Lennon's birthday.
It is. That's right. I could maybe sell some prints. Oh, that's terrible. That's
Yeah, like a hair. Action hawk your mutton, big man hawk your mutt
That's
on.
terrible. You need to honour
Get
that.
out.
Working
Get
class.
him out, Sean.
Working class hero. Right, we'll get this intro done yet. Welcome to Half Hour Hippies. This is the Super 7 podcast that we promised you all probably several years ago, but we're getting round to it now. So, Mr. Hipson. Oh, this is a fucking loaded question.
Mr. Frizell.
Aye, what's been happening? I'm not
Sick,
laughing.
man.
I'm not laughing. I'm just.
Fucking hell, man. You'd be on the fucking podcast. Fucking hell, need Gabber Matty. Sort, mate. It's been a cunt of a year, mate.
Aye, it's been
bad, man. It's been bad. Honestly.
Aye. Well, why don't we do it arse about face? What's been the good points from the last podcast to now, if there are any, if you can think of any?
Not really any.
No.
Nah, not really. Probably if it anything good would be football related.
Well, that's
yeah,
okay. That's.
But nah, not really. Nah.
Well, football. Well, what
Football,
about?
Celtic are doing well.
I'm not having.
Since the last time we spoke.
I'm not having Rodgers.
I love him.
No.
I'm chuffed he's back.
No,
I'm chuffed he's back. My wee mate Stevie, he's calling my rat, but he's come back when
I'm
started.
not even. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not a Celtic fan.
Oh, he's a man. I love Brendan.
No, I think you're
I think it goes down to. I think anybody in life isn't. I don't think there's anybody in life that's no guilty of making a bad decision in your life. He made one.
Premier League at that, mate.
Exactly, you know what I mean? And his head turned into, and I think the board had let him down and stuff like that in a lot of ways. So I think he had his reasons, but I think when Big Ange left, honestly, I don't even.
That was a heartbreaker.
Oh,
I don't even like Tottenham, and I'm looking at the results
aye.
now.
I miss him more than I miss my own dad, who died a few years ago. Do you know what I mean? It's still, honestly, I watch him when you're seeing him getting interviewed with Spurs and it, and you're like, they're all taking to him, do you know what I mean?
How do you feel about it now? Do you feel he was a careerist? Do you feel he was just
he played the game, didn't he?
He was, kiss the badge and then bugger off.
He played the game. I think he was just, I think if you're in a situation where if you're a football manager and you want to get to the top to work at elite level, and one of the 6 clubs come up, you can't knock it back.
It's a big club. It's a big club.
Knock it back. And what he'd won a treble. He had, do you know what I mean? He probably, I think,
only ways down.
Aye, and I think I never really held any grudges when he left. I thought he could have been a bit more. He could have kind of put a message out to the Celtic fans. Do you know what I mean? And maybe
he's an Aussie. They just like.
He done something in a statement, didn't he? Like a token, generic statement. But he'll win a trophy down there, man. He'll do well down there. He's working his magic already.
He's not taking any piss for that lot anyway.
It's not in his nature to take piss. Do you know what I mean? And I wish him well, man.
There you go.
And then Brendan's back.
So
I was alright with it. There was a lot of Celtic fans weren't happy. I was on board with it right away. I never any problems.
I suppose he was not the best of a bad lot. That's not the right words, but who else, of that pedigree was available really at the time. Can't say he's not. I mean, your Simon Jordans hate him, but he's not far off an elite coach. I would say.
He's a top level football coach. Do you know what I mean? You can see even.
It's good, but he's not Diggy Imrie. I mean, let's put it into perspective.
This is it, man, isn't it? He's no Mike Bassett.
Fed basket. Aye. Well, good. At least that's, well, you got to have a positive.
Aye.
You know, so I thought, you know, we could just lapse into negativity first of all. So I thought, let's go
Just
positive.
bring on the negative.
Right. Well, do you want to even tackle that mountain?
Well, since the last time we've spoke, or the last time we've done this.
Oh, well, it's probably the last time we've done this, because we have, like, you know, there is a kind of, we do keep in touch, you know, even though don't know what people think.
We are friends.
We are, you know, we're not Simon and Garfunkel. I could have the gear.
Since the last time we've done it like this, so I've got minus 2 people in my life. Do you know what I mean? Obviously my sister died, which was very
awful,
sudden, tragic, horrible, and then the last few months just had kind of a grief ripping the whole family apart. You know
when we played, I always call it Subway.
Sleazies.
We played Nice and Sleazies in Glasgow, and we did a dedication through Love in Vain, which is the Robert Johnson stroke Rolling Stones. Well, Robert Johnson, but we kind of do it kind of similar to the Stones.
Yeah.
You could have heard a fucking pin drop.
Brilliant.
I've never, you know, played it.
There was a couple of Lorraine's pals there who were up the back crying as well, which I could see, which wasn't exactly helping the old concentration levels.
That'll be a life memory for me anyway. Just the like, because you get usually what gets my fucking tits at a gig is like cunts just talking through your song, right? Yeah. And they were good at that gig, don't get me wrong, they were a wee bit of chat, but it was not too bad. Get some gigs where it's not great. Yeah. But anyway, see when you put that one on and you kinda announced it and you said your piece, you could have heard the fucking pin drop. And nice. that's a moment, mate. So you know, nice. I don't you know, I'm not trying to gloss around any issues with your sister, but you know, that'll stick with me.
Yeah. And obviously, Kirsty's not in my life anymore. Murdered her.
She's
currently, what had happened was, got up one morning, the snoring was just, I was like, right, enough's enough, man, fuck it. Murdered her. She is currently lying. I guess will probably come back to me with
this is getting edited out, mate. I can't
so
put
probably
this in.
She's lying somewhere in the Catkin Braes. That's all I'm going to say.
You Fred Wested her.
That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. Somewhere in the Catkin Braes.
Right. Any reason why there?
Why did it?
No, why did you use the Catkin Braes?
It was close. It was close. It was no far from Kirsty's gaff. So she's currently up there pushing up daisies.
It's taking a bit of a turn now. I feel a bit of an accessory to something.
Well, you know? This is it. So hopefully the 3 people that watch this won't stick us in.
Oh, you may as well.
Won't get back to.
May as well be, you know. Notoriety brings success.
But see, one thing, going back to the death thing and the grieving thing, and we were talking about it earlier, and about the importance of, like, because as you know yourself, Shug, you've been through it, and immediate death comes along, it brings on because reality is you get up one day and your life changes. Do you know what I mean? Whether you like it or not, do you know what I mean? Your life just totally changes.
It's another path, it's the 2 paths you can walk along, you know.
And the thing is what I've learnt the last few months is, because we spoke about it earlier, it's very, very easy to wallow in it and to kind of stay in it, and it's gone like that. There's a lot of good stuff that's came out of Lorraine's kind of a death, but the fact is that it makes you even more vigilant about your mental health, seeing the importance of having good mental health. See, most importantly, man, just living, loving, laughing, taking all the wee silly things for granted. Do you know what I mean? The things simple things that you go through your day, sometimes you can take for granted. Do you know what I mean? That you've got. Do you know what I mean? We're breathing. We've got the ability to, we just wrote a song here about an hour ago, which is a nailer. The ability to sit down and do stuff like that, because I can get caught up with the fact that it's very easy for me to get caught up with things that I've no got in my life, and kind of, do you know what I mean, have all these mad expectations on things. And I think the last few months, it's kind of like that. Do you know what? Just it's a day at a time.
Yeah, but
self-care.
it knocks all that away from you when you have your kind of hopes and dreams of, I want, well, not that everybody does, but some people might want a big house, a big car, all the material trappings of life,
Yeah.
and then, you know, that goes out the window because all you want is that person back to have a chat with.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's a great leveler.
It
And
is.
not in a great way, but it's a great leveler. Do you know what I mean? I don't say that as everybody should go through it like it's, you know, a fucking Disney World ride. But
And I think, see what we were talking about earlier, what can happen is it can be, and I understand, I get it, and I understand why kind of people can fall into that trap. You become a victim to it. It becomes very easy to wallow in it and sit in it and start kind of the woe is me and being a victim. I know it doesn't sound, it's not a nice saying, but becoming a victim in it, and I'm like, that's not fucking happening to me.
No.
That's not happening to me, man.
it galvanises people as well, you know, and I think that's kind of done that with you. I would say from what I've seen, and that's. And not everybody's got the kind of character to do that, so I think, you know, if it's not too patronising, I think you should take a bit of credit to be yourself for that.
Give yourself a round of applause for that.
You should, you know. Put it this way, mate, no one else is going to do it for you.
Well, exactly,
you know?
exactly. Do you know what I mean? And that's the, so it's kind of, honestly, just living, laughing, loving, just getting through the day and being grateful.
Greg's. You know.
Honestly, still, I had one the other day. See, they rolls and omelette in the morning. That is just, it's just a gift for whoever's up there.
Well, one thing that made me happy, I think I might have even said this, I nearly crashed the car when I saw the sign going up, was Greg's are coming to Greenock. And I don't mean, well, they're already there, I think. I don't know if they're in the town. They probably are. It's not just a Greg's, you know, turn up at the shop, walk in and buy your omelette. You can drive in. It's going to be a drive-in.
Praise the Lord.
I mean, that's hallelujah. That's a,
Well,
that's
you know who you should be praising for that, didn't you? You Terry's bus.
Is it? Aye.
Jesus, innit?
Aye.
That shit comes for the gods.
Jesus liked a steak
Jesus
bake,
played for
didn't he?
Tottenham Hotspur, Daddy. We need to get the wee man I mentioned, didn't we?
Well, Terry.
Wee Terry boy.
Aye. Hello, Terry.
Alright, Tis.
How are you doing, sir? You're the only one that follows this and actually
Exactly,
gives
you'll
us
be the
any
only
time
one
of
that
day.
listens.
Aye. So
we will.
aye. Well, that's good. That's some positivity out of a negative sort of very negative situation.
I don't end up
you
getting
know.
done for murder out of this podcast. We'll get away with the prize chip.
It's getting that's
you know what I mean?
That's all cut out of it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you know. Cool. Do you want to tell the good peoples anything else, or shall I just start making up random questions?
What do you want to talk about?
Well,
Kingdom.
no, I'm alright, mate. What's made you happy recently then? Anything? I know you've kind of
Going to the football, probably. Wee bit of writing stuff like that with yourself. We've got a bit of recording stuff like that coming up.
Is that a dog getting out of that car?
It's one of the wee daft dogs, one of the wee fucking entitled bastards. Have you noticed that the smaller the dog, the more entitled it there? You noticed that?
I don't.
Oh,
I don't really.
I see it all the time.
I'm like that with motors.
Look at this Fanny. Look at that Fanny. Look. See if ever a middle-aged man is cutting about on a scooter like that, there's mental health problems.
They'll not be doing that with the fucking potholes. They'll end up with your ankles.
Yeah, hopefully.
Aye, with dogs, folk can tell you exactly what they are. Just I can do that with motors, but I can't do. I'm not really a doggist, or what would it be, a dogger?
Yeah,
That's the Cath Braze again, isn't it?
exactly.
So it went wrong.
Back up there,
it went wrong, didn't it? You killed her.
Exactly. Can't go with Bardford up there, shug.
So you get a new car, innit?
Exactly.
Burn the evidence.
I'll be like that, sitting in the nick. Nope.
My car's not even got a fucking radio in it just now. Oh, it's the old one. The old one's not got a radio in it.
Nah, exactly.
Um,
Do you know what's been making me happy? Or do you know who's been making me happy? The Rolling Stones.
I've got a bit of love-hate with them, I have to say.
I don't know, the last kind of a
I
wee
cannot
bit,
be arsed with them just now.
Nah, I'm getting right into them
Can't be
recently,
like...
man.
Not,
Sticky Fingers,
yeah,
Let It Be,
all the good stuff.
Hot Rocks, I've been listening to a lot. A bit of Exile and Main Street. Phenomenal.
I agree with all that, but see, like, And I know that there's the other side of it. It's like if you get to that age, who's got any divine right to fucking tell you to stop? Nobody. I just find it a bit weird. See, when you look at the Stones now, and it's this kind of spandex and the vests and the jumping about. It's just, but who's got the? I've not got any right to say he's fitter than us put together. You know, it shouldn't be.
How he is still cutting about.
I saw fucking servo motors and gaffer tape on it. See his
How
finger.
he's
See his fingers.
see them,
You see all the
aye,
fucking
man.
talons.
It's
you know?
metal.
But there's, I don't know. I'm convinced they've got a fucking tape playing in the back.
I went to
See when you go to see
them
them in the stadium, I don't think it's them.
I went out to see him at, what year was that? Actually, Mick Taylor was there that year. And it was the anniversary of the Hyde Park gig, so it would have been
69.
2019, 2018, 2019. We went in to see them in Hyde Park, and they were brilliant. They were outstanding, man. It was, I was kind of, I'm quite sceptical with a lot of that sort of stuff, and quite cynical, but they were unbelievable musically. They were, the guitars of it, Ronnie Wood, they were brilliant, man. The rhythm section was fantastic.
You just seen them with Charlie.
Charlie was there, aye. So it was the obviously it was the anniversary of the Hyde Park gig. So they showed you that at the start before they came out, and then they done the ladies and gentlemen, the Rollins, and he comes out and he starts ready to start the opening riff. He started me up and fucked it. You never had it right, Keith.
Keith.
Then went into it, and then they brought.
Seen him fawn over.
I seen that. I seen the clip. Yeah, aye.
I'm not laughing at him because it could fucking happen. I'm always feared the chair gives way with me. Not because I'm not the smallest, but I know I'm not like Mr. Blobby. But like that's one of my fears on stage.
Right, you go in your cunt.
Well, the chair gives out. Like just you're in a kind of poignant moment, and you fucking end up in your cunt on the floor.
Who done that?
Jeremy B. The only thing you end up doing is getting fucking you being framed for £250. All their struggles with the blues and music and things like that. We end up.
And see that was seeing, yourself when you're doing all sorts of gigs. Sometimes you get people that just do not fucking watch or listen. That'll be the bit they see.
Aye.
And they'll catch it on an iPhone. The next thing you know, your fucking arse is fucking famous.
Exactly. Aye. That's. I should actually just fucking weld up a custom chair. So I've only got myself to blame if it fails.
Yeah, a seatbelt.
That's an idea. You can maybe do that.
So I've been listening to them. They've been making us happy. What about you? What's been making you happy?
Absolutely nothing.
Consistently inconsistent, as they say.
I've bought another car, I suppose. That made me happy until I heard it. It needs another fucking exhaust on it. But it's that cheered me right up, buying that. So it just needs a wee bit of work. So if only I had a ramp, I could do it myself, but I've not. So I'll need to get it sorted somewhere. Just some good times with some people close and all that. But it's been a year.
It has, man.
I'm not going to let. If I
cannot
listed,
wait.
Yeah, I'm not listening.
For this year to get to fuck.
I ain't fucking listening.
Honestly.
Mine's, I would say, in my case, and I know we're not doing competitive sort of, hard times, but mine is nowhere near yours, and I can only say that and mean it as sincerely as that sounds. But no, what another vintage year it's been. But I did like that last gig, the one in Sleazy's. I know I've talked about it before, but
that was a good gig.
I thought the sound was good.
It was brilliant, that boy. It was very, very good.
And I thought we played really well, considering.
Any time we've played in there a few times now, haven't we? I think the sound's always been decent, but that was the boy just had that spot on, didn't he?
Could hear everything. It was great. It was aye. So that made me happy, because we weren't really, we had rehearsed. It wasn't really under rehearsed, but we hadn't done a lot.
No.
And
2 hours rehearsal we had, didn't we?
And it was just spot on.
Aye.
So,
good set list as well.
Thanks to Mark. Rafferty for
Mr. Rafferty.
Yeah, for turning up
Mr. Rafferty.
and being awesome.
Yep.
Did you enjoy yourself?
He did.
Did he?
He did. I was texting him yesterday.
Should we say who Mark is?
Mr. Mark Rafferty. Self-proclaimed musical genius.
Yeah, and who he's from a very famous line of.
He is. He's his uncle is Jerry Rafferty.
Baker Street.
Mr. Baker Street. I seen that St Mirren walking out to that yesterday. Did you see that?
Absolutely.
We walked out to that yesterday, which I suppose for the Rafferty clan would be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too. That would be. I felt that when Idol got played. I'll have to say.
That was a good moment.
Yeah, I have to say.
A very good moment.
Got my tune played at my stadium.
Capello.
You call it a stadium? Yeah, it's not. It's good, but it's not.
I must admit, with the bold Rafferty, he's one of he's the most annoyingly talented guys that I've ever met. You're annoyingly talented as well.
I'm just annoying, mate. I'm just annoying.
You're an annoyingly talented guitarist, just frightening. But he's like that with guitar, piano, harmonica.
I gave him a wedding chair and he'd get a tune at it, you know.
Even he's kind of a level of harmonies and all that, what he does.
Right.
And
even he can do like stand up and that.
He's funny.
He's funny. He's like a prick,
He's funny.
absolute prick.
He does this thing every day.
You know what I mean?
So I know he's committed to doing it for a year, so obviously you'll go to kind of a certain 12-step fellowship. And there's a book you get, so it's got a reading that's got like a just for today. Like a wee, and it'll be on things like gratitude or blah blah blah. There's a whole range of a different topic for the 365 days of the year. So he's been putting them in music. I must admit, he's a quality dude, man.
He's a dude.
He's a good guy, man.
Right.
Again, talented fella who should be doing a lot more than what he actually does.
But then he might not be the person that you love.
No, he's happy doing what he does, man. He's just a dude. Aye. And this is the thing, innit? We do it for us, innit? That's the thing now. Do it for us, it's whatever we like to do, and we like to come on and get a laugh. No take life too serious.
Well,
come on.
Nobody gets out alive as we know. So.
Innit? Just need to get a laugh and just try and, as you say that, innit? It's been, this year's not been good in your life is hard. Life is, it's hard work at times, especially when you're people like us that can't take the edge off it with fucking drugs. Do you know what I mean? And alcohol being a drug, do you know what I mean? So we can't really, so.
No, you're doing it totally fucking raw. You're not doing it like, alright, you can joke about Greg's and we can joke about whatever's crutch like that gets you through it. But you're not reaching for a bottle of scotch or a gram, you know.
Exactly. And the only the thing is that and that's been the great thing over the last kind of a few months. It's although I'm very, very much of the opinion that people are cunts, total cunts.
Stand on the fence on that one, Paul, you know.
The world would be great if it wasn't for the people, but there is a minority of people out there who are good, who are very, very good. Well, and I've been lucky enough to have a few of them in my corner over the last few months, and that's where I think even if anybody kind of listens to this, do you know what I mean? And that's how it's important, I think, when you're to look after your mental health and to look after your own spirit and your welfare, you've got to speak. I feel you've got to speak, you've got to use an outlet. You need to kind of have a therapeutic kind of outlet where you're sitting, and because suppressing that shit just makes you ill. Do you know what I mean? It just makes you kind of really, really unwell, and it's like wee shit like this today, innit? I'll be writing a song, going for a wee bite to eat, sitting just laughing at shit, doing a podcast, do you know what I mean? And trying to kind of, life is alright if you do the right things. Does that make sense? Yeah. If you try and talk and you try and do the right thing. Most importantly, if you try and look after yourself, innit? And this is where the self-care aspect it. Because I've again seen the last few months where you're like shit happening and like, watching grief ripping your family apart and all that, the stuff, all the fucking stuff that comes with all that. of stuff, you realise, didn't you? Like, spent a load of my life, in my recovery especially, being very critical of myself, having all these expectations around about certain things, and I don't know, you just learn to go, do you know what, that's got to be me, do you know what I mean, and just kind of a go with the flow. And
that's also an age thing. It's like,
don't bring that up, Shug.
no, I'd like,
Don't bring
but
age up.
no, but that's like, there's a lot of negativity by getting older, but there should be more positivity with it, because it brings with a sense of, you know, knowledge, so you know yourself better.
True.
So you can impart your own knowledge to yourself and others in a positive way.
And sometimes that knowledge only comes from bad experience.
Exactly, because if you've only ever had good, now that's the goal. That, you know, nobody wants somebody that they love or anybody to have a bad time. We only need to turn on the fucking news to see how that's going. But you do only want people to have good times. But the fact that most, you know, the majority of people don't have good times all of the time, I think there is a kind of element of, you can appreciate then when you are having a good time and when you are riding the waves and it is an up as opposed to a down.
Yeah.
You know, but it's also the many times that you ride the waves, either it be up or down, that you know you've got it's like an experience bank that, I don't know about you, but you go, right, this happened to me.
Yeah, it's experience.
I know how to deal with this,
This is my experience.
I feel this is coming. I can deal with it. You know, and that's, you don't have that when you're 17. You don't have it when you're when you're 25, 30, or, you know, like maybe people even like say double our age would be like, what do they two cunts know? You know, that's the kind of like talking to an 80-year-old is a different proposition to talking to a 48-year-old or an 18-year-old. Do you know what I mean?
What was it I was saying to you earlier about the title, a good line for a song, or a title for a song, what, being wise through hindsight?
Yes,
and that's what happens, isn't it? You become wise through looking back and seeing things, and that's how.
Or if you're like me, you still know all the problems and all the pitfalls and all that, and you still go and do it. So, you know. And
that's how, see if there is people watching this, right?
Don't be like us. Don't be like us. Don't.
But what I think you need to kind of, listen, I don't want to sound like one of these fucking numbskulls that fucking appear on.
You're going to do a self-help book.
Honestly, that start.
You make a fortune at that.
Start on TikTok, do you know what I mean? Here, you're mental health, mate, but here you want to buy some of my skin cream. Do you know what I mean? You're like, but what I'm saying is if anybody is struggling, if they're struggling with their mental health, if they're struggling with grief, if they're struggling with anything at all, messages, man. Message your page, get in touch with us on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. And I promise you, if we do speak to you, we won't film it.
No,
and put it on TikTok. Do you know what I mean? You've seen some of these fucking warmers on that TikTok?
We'll screenshot it. No.
Don't even get me started on that. I'm not even going to name them, man, but you're just like, honestly. Hey,
it's a sonic soup of absolute fucking grief and misery. So that's my take on that one. Yeah.
So see as we're nearly at half an hour, right? And see one thing I'm going to end it with. Right?
Are we ending it now? I was enjoying this.
I
can edit it. The time we edit it, it'll be 11 minutes, because we can't talk about Fred West or, you know, or the murdering. If you're Kirsty, it's been tortured and then buried. That's just as well.
Up the jail and all that.
It's just as well. We're not
are we close? Are we warm? Nope.
Right.
No telling you, mate.
Just as well.
Do you know what I was going to say, right? And to be totally fucking serious for a bit, right?
Right.
I'm 50 in a couple of weeks, right? And
Don't look it.
I cannot get my head around it. I'm struggling like fuck with it.
Yeah, but it's
just
a number. It's just a convenient form of reference.
I'm not buying into that. My fucking joints would tell you it's no a number.
Aye, but would you rather be 17 again? In this day and age?
No.
Right. So there's your answer. You know. Would you rather, right, I know there'll be certain experiences you wouldn't want to go through, but would you rather trade all your experiences and your kind of life lessons and your things that have happened to you in a positive fashion, I mean, not the kind of bad stuff, but, you know, your knowledge that you have now, would you trade all that down to be some fucking numbskull?
But then if you go back to that, you've got a clean slate. You can, what if you make better choices in your life?
But it's us, you won't.
No, well, true. Aye. I'd end up a life or something.
Aye. Be worse. You do it worse, you know. I do have faith in you to be really as a good person, but it's us. If we went back and did it again, we would do it, and we would.
We've not got much luck, mate.
We would kick the whole right out it. I know.
We've not got much luck at all.
No. If a piano would fall out the sky with an elephant sitting in it, it would land in our fucking head.
Aye, definitely. It's no luck-wise, it's just not happening at all.
No.
But one thing I do believe in, I believe in karmic justice. I believe that me and you were good people, and I believe you get that back. No, you get that back. Might be dicks and all that at times, you might be fucking emotionally not the greatest, but we're good people.
Yeah,
good people. We'll always do people good turns.
We're not the worst. We would help an old man or woman over the street and not steal her purse.
Exactly. Anyway.
Maybe our Greg's. It's me. It's usually you. It's trying to get a sponsorship. It's been me today.
Love Greg's. Love Greg's. You get them? I've got the app and everything. Honestly, it's just all sorts of goodness, man.
I'll treat you to the day that there's a drive-through at the Greenwich.
Oh, I'm there, mate. I'm there. I love the latties.
Starbucks coming.
Love the rolling omelettes. Their vegan sausage rolls are brilliant. The vegan selection's brilliant. I love that pink jammy. Is it a pink jammy they're called?
So is it the globalisation of pink jammies?
Brilliant, man.
I think there'll be somebody in San Francisco or Bahrain or fucking Rio de Janeiro, like at some point having a Greg's.
Nah, it's just an English, a British thing, innit?
I think
Scottish thing,
the globalisation will take it over, and like we've got Starbucks and Pizza Hut and all that.
Aye, I
so,
know.
Even
very good in a storm.
That's what I mean. Do you not think that'll end up like?
It wouldn't surprise me. Well, McDonald's started somewhere, didn't it? It was just an American thing at one time, wasn't it? Became a worldwide thing.
Seen the film? The one
the
with
founder,
Aye.
Michael Keaton's brilliant. No, I did watch it the last couple of nights. You watched the David Beckham documentary on Netflix.
He's quite an odd looking dude.
He's just a dude.
I think he's quite an odd looking dude, and he's got something. He's had some work done, is he not?
Probably.
Not that I'm jealous.
No, he's a fine looking man. He's a fine looking man.
He's got that dark fucking eyebrow thing though. It's like, I think he dyes his eyebrows.
Probably. He's got heavy duty OCD.
Never trust a man.
Tells you that in
never trust a man.
I don't understand his missus, man. I don't get it. It's just how thin she is, man.
It's just no folk I've ever taken much into.
I don't like thin women. I love the chunk.
Just the whole thing with they two. It's like I good on them, but it's not really. I've not really followed them as it were.
I tell you one thing. What the documentary's brought. What a football player he was.
Aye. I think he's actually quite underrated.
Well, what a player!
Because he gets the image kind of went before him. I think he's not really given much credit for being a really good player.
Oh, what a player!
Especially like a lot of folk have never forgave him for getting sent off with the Argentina game. But
it's well worth a watch. So it is.
I've watched something recently. I can't remember what it was, but it was quite interesting. I watched the whole thing. But that's old age as well. I can't remember what it was. No. It was quite good though. It's probably something about a car that's of no interest to anybody. But
that's another thing since the last time that we've spoke that's ended up in my life. We've done a podcast about glasses.
Have you? Kept that quiet, you old cunt. Where are they?
Just I don't need them out and about. I just need them lit.
Where have you got them? You got them here?
No, but I just use them for like my phone. Do you know what I mean? I'm alright watching the telly and just that one bloody fucking I went to the Hangmaid ages ago, right? And the wee guy in the optician. So I'd usually with me and I woke up and my eyes were all blurry and that was it. I was just convincing myself I had eye cancer or something. And I ended up going down and going to the optician, right? And I went in and the next thing I'm going like that, so I'm all fucking upset, fucking thinking that was it, my eyes were going. And the wee guy was like that to me, he was on Dumbarton Road. I was like, there's something wrong with me.
Just a blind cunt.
And the next thing the wee guy went like that. He's looked at a couple of things and that and he's went, do you know what, mate? He's like, you've got something wrong. And I was like, oh fuck's sake. He's like, would you want me to tell you what it is just now? I went, aye. He went, you're getting old. I went, what? He's like, you're getting old. That's all it is. So apparently my eyesight's brand new, it's just that.
No.
It's getting me down, man.
Like, I can't see it.
I am blind in one eye.
That's why I'm so devilishly handsome.
We guy used to work with, he lost his one of his eyes, he got scalped with a golf club. Lost his eye, we called him Putter.
Aye.
Call him Putter
Aye.
and the wee Putter.
Brilliant. They totally lost it. Totally, no.
There's wee bits of it, but you're better off with it.
Yeah, okay.
On the ones.
Aye, no, it's...
Wee Putter.
I see the world in mono deluxe, I'm afraid. Wonder what
So that's another thing, glasses.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah.
Arthritis in the ankle.
Right, okay.
That's just with too much running right enough for the years, so can't get running as much anymore. So aye, anybody that's tuned in, you'll be glad that you've tuned in to fucking life.
Will we use this time to discuss future manoeuvres?
Yep.
So would you like to?
So we wrote a so we've given ourselves a wee challenge, didn't we? Give ourselves a challenge, one writing session, one recording session, and a song at it. So we wrote the song, which was done very, very quick, if I must say.
That was
half an hour.
Pretty good.
45 minutes.
Pretty good.
Will I give the name away?
You can, aye, because it's going to
A
go.
song called Justice and the Thief, which is very, very Let It Bleed meets Exile in Main Street, sort of a Rolling Stonesy Mick Taylor.
When we record it, it'll probably sound like, I don't know.
Big band.
S Club 7.
Very Mick Taylor-esque, so we're going to do that tomorrow evening with our good friend G-Man in the HQ. Then we've got a gig coming up in November, which we're not really going to announce yet. We're just waiting on that. And then I think this one's all been kind of assorted. We've got a couple of bands that are kind of assorted for it, but we're going to be playing in room 2. The last gig of the year, 23rd of December. Full band. Myself, you, Gregor and the Danger Muff are all back together. And I want another crack at this fucking room 2. The last time I had COVID, remember?
But you redeemed yourself at Rock and Roll.
I redeemed myself in Paisley.
It's just a shame the crowd didn't. Never mind.
Honestly, how I managed to sing that night for 50 minutes, I will never know.
You did great. It's really unfortunate, and shit happens and you still did it, so...
but it was horrible.
No, I know.
Couldn't talk, remember? Couldn't talk, remember?
It was a shame. It was a real shame because a lot of effort had gone into it, and shit does happen. But it was not fair.
Yep. So that's the plan to take us through to the end of the year. We want to end the year on a positive note.
Maybe a wee shout for Johnny and G-Man, who have also not had the best of years, but are still in the game and still
going, man.
Still going. You can't keep good men down.
All sorts of shit happening with everybody, isn't there?
I was thinking about that, and I'm not gonna. It's not my place.
I'm going to speak about their business. Do you know what I mean? But
if you took the 4 folk in the band, then it's been a bit of a year.
Aye, man.
A lot of silly bother.
It's been fucking horrible, man. Horrible.
But
as
we've said, you onwards. There is, the only way is up.
Exactly.
We think.
Who was that? Is it Yaz? Was it Yaz in the Plastic Population?
Possibly. I don't know.
Only way is up.
You're older than me, so you'll know.
Baby, for you and me now. It's a tune, actually.
Aye.
Remember, she was a big, lanky, gormless looking thing, remember?
Was she?
She was
kind of blonde hair.
Blonde hair, peroxide blonde hair. Big gangly thing.
Aye, alright.
Oh, what do you mean, man? Talk about Greg's like he's going down fucking Wolf and right into
that's a broken arse walk if you've ever seen
that. Man's arse is chewing
a he's not got one.
Aye. Okay. And he's just cutting down, honestly, cutting down just Wolf and right. I fucking can't leave this for a heritage place.
You pick a random street in Glasgow and you see what's happening.
Absolutely.
That's what we could just make the podcast just a commentary on what's happening in the street.
I've got something to say about everybody.
You do. I dread to think what gets said about me.
Honestly, I've got something to say. Got an opinion on most things. I've got a few opinions on most things.
Quite a lot of wrong ones as well.
Aye. I've quite a few right ones as well.
Yeah.
But I'm very opinionated when it comes. I suppose that somebody called me. I'm very past remarkable.
Is that a word?
Past remarkable or something. I just always.
Doesn't sound right to me.
What am I trying to say?
Aye,
well, you're just got something to say about every cunt that passes.
Aye, I get the. I didn't know if that is an actual. Is that?
I think it is.
Okay, right.
Past remarkable.
Yeah. So
every cunt that passes, I've got something to say about.
Look at that fat right there. That kind of.
Well, them wee two daft dogs.
Aye.
I don't understand the dogs.
What wee dogs. Yeah.
It's like wee sausage dogs.
They're not quite cute though.
Nah.
Nah.
And I'm an animal lover, do you know what I mean? But I suppose they're less maintenance wee dogs like that, aren't they?
It's just not really my thing.
There's
There's a medical reason for that, right enough. It's working out.
Because you're a cunt.
Well, most people think that, but I've actually got reasons now. So, moving swiftly on. Aye. So we've done future manoeuvres for the year at least, anyway. And it's going to be a hard watch, I think.
Fuck them. Don't I watch it, don't I watch it?
I know. We can nail it into something, bite-sized pieces, meaty chunks. Another broken arsehook.
Maybe man, look, okay, brilliant.
It's amazing how thin people are, isn't it? It's like make you sick.
I've got no fucking worries. That's never going to happen to me.
No.
Sick, man.
Getting the Greg's takes over, it just happens to us all.
Exactly.
So any final thoughts? Any, Ricky Fulton at the end of Scotch and Rye? That is showing. Any final thoughts?
See about any time he gets to say that.
He lived not that far for here.
Oh, did he?
He lived up in England. Aye.
He was brilliant, Ricky Fulton, wasn't he? Oh, China. He was a funny fella, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was the one that I was laughing at. It's the one that Billy Connolly loves, and I was actually born, well not born, but I lived in the same street as him, and I can't remember his name now, which is the boy with the hat, Chick Murray.
Chick Murray.
Aye, so I lived. He had a flat in Greenock, and where I was brought up was 3 doors.
Oh really?
There's a plaque.
Oh really?
There's a plaque outside where he lived.
Right.
And I was walking the other day there, and it's this stupid patter,
Did you fall on?
Yeah, pole vault or no, no, I'm a German. How do you know when I was vault? Yeah, it's all that stuff,
That's the one he says about the guy who's lying in the street, and he's like, "Did you fall?" He went, "No." So I'm trying to bake a bar of chocolate in my back pocket.
I was laughing at that. So I've no use to anybody that's watching or listening to this, but yeah, that made me laugh the other day there at least.
Brilliant. You've got to laugh.
Right, so I had asked you any final passing thoughts or comments before we wrap this one up, this festival of misery.
I think it's just what we were talking about there, innit? Times can get hard, man, innit? And it's how you pull yourself out it, and it's how you...
That's what Brian Clough talks about though, right? There's 2 types of people in this world. People with character and people without. Now, I firmly believe that, and you don't need to have. You just need to have character and an air of determination and willpower to just keep going and driving forward. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be like running the country or chairman of this or some bloody social media success. It just gives you the eternal flame. It's just keeping you going and keeping you going. And character and resilience will see you through.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think this year especially, I think we've shown that we've got that. We've got character and resilience. And I've been quite lucky at the fact that obviously I've got a fellowship that I go to, a 12-step fellowship, which, if I'm being totally honest, has carried me over the last few months. Do you know what I mean? The people in it, the ability to go every day and sit in a kind of a room full of people and speak at depth about how you feel, how you're, you know what I mean, about what's going on, and speaking about trauma and all that sort of stuff. But not everybody's got that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? But it's trying to, if people kind of are struggling and stuff like that, it's maybe trying to have. It doesn't need to be a room full of people.
No.
If you get one person that you can speak to, even if you have to go and speak to a doctor. Do you know what I mean? You speak to somebody.
Yeah. Even kind of how we met was it wasn't an official.
Remember that? That was brilliant. That was a great thing.
Yeah.
That should get started back up.
Yeah.
The Music Men, remember that, big man?
It could be the Hippy Men.
It could be. Do you know something? See, that would be something that I would like to do again. Do you know what I mean? And because it's a great way to put stuff back and help people and give people.
Here's a question. Why don't you? We're not stealing. No, not stealing anybody's ideas before anybody jumps down their throat. But why don't you do something then?
I would like to.
Like, what's stopping you?
I always thought that was a really good idea. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I suppose, COVID fucking that and on.
In real life as well, you know, it's a commitment. You know, you've got to make a weekly or a bi-weekly kind of commitment and hire a place, and you know, it's all the real world shit that goes along.
It's like
with
running a meeting. Do you know what I mean? You've got kind of A&A meetings, 3-4 a day that run every day consistently. Do you know what I mean? It's just there's people that kind of it's commitment. People commit to it, you know what I mean, and turn up weekly. Unfortunately, sometimes you get people that struggle with commitment and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But it's something that I'm going to look into. Must admit, I enjoyed that wee thing. Even for the fact that it put me and you together. Do you know what I mean? I'll never forget it. The wee Saturday afternoons, remember? It was only a wee once a month thing as well, remember? It was good, man.
It was. It was indeed.
It was. Mac of Keith.
Definitely Keith.
Keith. Paul or John?
Well,
Paul for me.
No, probably John for me.
Oh, do. Well, you'd want George.
Out of the Paul and John, it would always be John for me, I think.
I'd take Paul at the forum.
But definitely, like, McCartney's kind of without peer.
Favourite Beatle by far.
Best
musician in the Beatles.
I just don't know if I would kind of like him.
Nah, I think he's a prick, innit?
Yeah.
I think they're all pricks.
I've said this recently to somebody, it's like you don't have to like the artist
to
like the art, you know, or, you know, whatever it is. So, you know, I've got some pretty dubious, you know, Clapton and Townsend are pretty fucking dubious in many eyes, you know, as people.
Exactly.
And I'm not defending or condoning any of alleged actions or whatever, you know, but I think for me they're big heroes, you know, for music, you know, but I've never met them and I don't know if I would want to. I just, you know, it's that kind of thing. So, but again, I don't know in this day and age where it's going with all that. What's your thought? There we go. We're getting into it now. What's your thoughts on all this retrospective sort of punishments on things? Let's keep it kind of not go too in depth, but you know, cancel culture. I hate saying woke because that's just a label of nonsense. But
I'm
not putting that down. I'm not saying I think people should be spoken to how
see
they
my
want to
experience,
be,
right? I treat people on the cunt level. So see if you're a cunt, you'll get treated like a cunt.
Aye, but are you expecting them to be that first?
No. I don't. See, the thing is, right, I don't care what anybody is, right? I don't care. I honestly don't care what anybody is. What sexuality you are, what you are. Honestly, I don't care whether you like to suck a diddy or whether you like to suck a tadger.
I knew it would go this way.
Right? I don't. It doesn't bother me, right? What does bother me is that this culture of people, do you know what I mean, who... I was watching a thing the other night and this lassie was kind of saying, she was like, when you've got people that are kind of a paranoid schizophrenics and they get this idea, or people that are mentally ill and they get this idea, this stuff that's going on in their head, they convince themselves that that's right. So you get these people nowadays that are kind of telling themselves, like, they're convincing themselves that they are this certain thing when they're not. Do you know what I mean? And then what happens is they then... The thing is, as I say, I don't care what anybody wants to be, but see, when it starts creating this culture that certain individuals, you're sitting round about them like a fucking nervous wreck. Fear to open your mouth.
Yes.
That other fat tadger, that's Sam Smith. Did you see that clip with him on that one show?
No, I don't follow.
So what had happened was, the two people were interviewing him.
But like, before you go on, surely somebody in that position though, like, there's that much bland, vanilla, fucking, you know, crap that's doing the charts and being involved in it. Surely somebody like Sam Smith, isn't that not a good thing? And I'm not on either side. I'm just saying that, who do we want anymore? Do we want somebody to take a chance and to go out there and be, you know, something that they're they're proclaiming to be and all that? Do we want people like that, or do we want people to just shy away and have all these thoughts and feelings and repress them?
Right. I get that, right? I get that.
Yeah. Doesn't make them what I'm saying.
See the clip, right? But and you see him, he was sitting on it, and the guy and the lassie who were presenting the show and interviewing him, and one of them says, "Oh, I read somewhere that you like fishing. You wanted to be a fisherman when you were a young boy." And he went, "Yeah, I've always wanted to be a fisherman." And you actually seen the two people sitting, you seen the panic in their faces as if, what do we do here? And they tried to do it again, and they went, "Oh, I've always wanted to be a fisherman."
Yeah.
And you're just like that. And a bit of me's like that. What right have you got to go into things and make people feel like going like, "See you dick, you ought to concentrate more on a thing called a chorus." There is things out there in this musical sphere. There's this thing called choruses. I think they're very melodic. They kind of a catch wee bit of earworm. They get into people's. He's not get any of them. Fat fucking Tadger. Fat Tadger them. Fuck's sake, get me started in that. I've no time for it, man. I've got no time for it.
Yeah, okay.
There are them.
Them. Well,
are they?
I don't know.
A he or a die, what, man?
Could we all just sit, as I've said
Can we all
before,
just get along?
Can we sit down for 40 minutes and have a cup of tea and decide I was right?
This is the wrong shit to ask me about, because
I'm
I'm
trying to create a wee bit of sauce here, you know, like, I think, you know, we get to the good stuff eventually, and I think that's a thing. We have to, if you don't ask the right questions, you won't get the right answers.
Exactly.
So, you know,
just be who you want to be. Like Bulging looks fucking just reversing right up, look.
No.
Look at this.
Alright, I thought you were meaning that motor there.
Look at a fucking specky twit.
Aye. I'd love to touch my car. Yeah.
Oh, did you hear what happened to me Monday and Sunday?
No.
Last Sunday. Wait, hear this. So, this is the first year, right, in years that I've not done the Great Scottish Run, right? So, and obviously I've moved into a new flat, so obviously the first year I don't do it goes by my street, because I live in St Vincent Street. So I got up on the Sunday morning of the run, right? So, cutting about this, obviously can't go out running and stuff like that because I'm injured. I was like, I wonder how it is they set up and all that. So the mile markers just no far from my close.
Because they made an R set, didn't they, last year?
Aye, they made it. It was too short or something, or it was too long, one of the two. So I was like, I went to look out the window, so I'm like, where's my motor? My motor was away. I swear to fuck.
They lifted it?
So there's no motor, right, so I've ran down, stuck a tap in that one, I've ran down, there's a security guard standing, and I was like, where's my motor, mate? And he was like, I don't know anything about motors, mate. He says, I just got here half an hour ago. There were about 4 or 5 people walking about St Vincent Street with phones out, looking for their phones, looking for their cars. Give you guys like that to me, I'm supposed to be going to my work, mate. He's like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. Had to go up, phone the coppers, who then says you need to phone the pound, but the pound isn't open to 9:30 because it was a Sunday. So then phoned up the pound. So the guy's like, took the details and that, and he was like, hold on mate, and he went like, do you know what mate? He says, it was a mob called M8 Recoveries. The council hired them. They went out in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning and took every motor off of St Vincent. They fucked it way up behind the Sky Park and just dumped it, just left it in a parking space.
Brilliant.
And I was like, and so I'm on the phone to the guy, and so I went up, where is it? And he went, yours is in Elliot Street, mate. So I went away down to Elliot Street, so I phoned up, there was no motor. And he was like, it's on Elliot Street. I says, whereabouts? I says, have you seen the signs of Elliot Street? So I ended up had to phone him back. The one, see where Berkeley is?
Oh, right,
the street at the top of Berkeley. Along there. And then it ended up having to come all the way back round. It was at the McDonald's at the Sky Park at the back. And he's going like that to me on the phone. I mean, there is a run-on today. I was like, I fucking know there's a run-on. I says, I do it every year, mate. I says, I know that fucking people run on the Bastarton Road. I says, I know that the fucking roads were shut, but it says nothing about parking.
Did they not tell you?
I'm raging, man.
Did they not tell you they were getting left?
Did they fuck?
They should have put a little letter through or something.
Just lifted? How did they do that? Without getting in and putting the handbrake in half?
Nah, he just lifted, the thing goes in underneath the car and just lifts it. That's,
Rat bastards, man.
you don't need to have the car in motion for that.
Oh, I was raging.
Aye.
Raging.
Even when it went to the pound, it wouldn't, or if it went to the pound, they wouldn't be able to get in it.
Would that mark your motor bit?
Depends how they've done it. Like, once you go under the car, it depends where the jacking points are and how all that works. So, you know, next time it's in getting tyres, just get underneath it and have a look, you know.
Oh, I was raging. I was raging, man. And then isn't it on so fucking know that, mate?
Superb,
man.
Carnage.
Aye,
Or you runners, you know.
exactly.
I'm done with that for a while. I can't run anymore. Never could before, but
Oh, I will be back. I'll be back.
I'd like to try again, but legs were never very good to begin with, but they're even worse now. So. Aye, well, we've made it to an hour.
Is that an hour?
Yeah, we'll be able to get about 3 minutes worth of it. So, cracked up. And well, I know I said end on a positive note, but will we try and end on a positive note?
Exactly.
What's happening now? Anything?
Just the music in it. We're just going to get a couple of gigs, get our new song out. Hopefully, our new song should be out in the next couple of weeks.
Put up a wee taster or something.
Yep.
As
Right,
we do. Yeah.
We wanted to do it in one session, didn't we? Well, that's the plan, but that never ever works out, does it? So that's the plan to go in, but I think it's going to be. I was buzzing with it earlier.
Aye.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I'm usually quite negative about many things, but I quite like it as well. So.
And I'm looking forward to going into a new year, new attitude, new thought process, the future's bright, man. You know what I mean? And again, going back to what I was saying earlier, I'm not going to be a victim, man. Not going to be a victim, not going to wallow in this stuff.
We're not going to take it.
Exactly. No way.
Answers on a postcard.
Exactly, man.
Right. I forget even how to fucking end these. What do we normally do? Just say that's it, cheerio.
Can't remember.
Right, as I can't remember how to end this, we're going to end this now.
Can you hear me, mother? Then let it be.
So, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your continued support, all three of you. And we wish you love, good fortune and best wishes and all that. And we shall see you soon till we meet again.
See you soon.
Be lucky.
You.